Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Hello all, and this is Truthslayer, and welcome to this vid, and I'm just going to talk about some random things today, just because, well, I'm bored, and I figured I would, and there was actually some interesting news happening today. This will also kind of be a response, if I have time, about my TNA video as well, because some people did have some questions, and I did think, for those of you that had those questions, I would come on here and answer them, because most of you had the same questions. And I'll start off that by talking about the fact that most of you probably already know. Monty Brown was released by the WWE. This isn't too big of a surprise. He hadn't been on TV for a while. You know, WWE had said he'd been off TV due to the death in his family, and he just wanted to take time away. Which isn't all that surprising. Then, you know, I will talk about Bill and Doug on this part of it, where, you know, they came on and said, well, you know, we never bashed on Monty Brown. Guys, yeah, you did. When he left, I believe the quote, and if I'm wrong here, or I won't say it's a quote, but I believe what you said was, let him go, who cares, we didn't need him anyways. Okay, yeah. Which I completely disagree. I think TNA did need him, and I'm going to sit here and say that I think they should re-sign him and give him whatever he wants to re-sign him, because I think he definitely would be good in the main event of TNA. I think they could bring him in. He'd be a legitimate guy in TNA as far as that goes. On my little list of where I listed, he probably wouldn't knock off. He'd probably either knock off Christopher Daniels or Abyss off of that list, off the main eventers, because I think he can be a main eventer in TNA. And I think TNA made a big mistake not giving him the title. That's why he left, because, you know, he was upset over the fact that he wasn't getting paid as much as he could in WWE, and he basically wasn't getting the shot he thought he deserved. So there you go. So I definitely think that he would make a good fit there. Secondly, I talked about the fact that I didn't know which women they were going to bring in for the women's division. Well, they announced the 10 women that were going to be in the Gauntlet match. So let me go over these names and then I'll tell you what I think. We already knew about Christy Hemme, Gail Kim, Miss Brooks, Jackie Moore, and Roxy Lavu, who is, for those of you who don't know, is Nikki Knox, who know who she is. Then they're also bringing in Jessie Dalton. If you've never seen her before, she's okay. Angel Williams, she's pretty good. Talia Madison, she's okay. Shelly Martinez, who most of you know as Ariel. I'm a big fan of Ariel. You all know that. She's not the best wrestler in the world, but, you know, pretty good. And the biggest surprise is Amazing Kong. Yes, they're going to bring in Amazing Kong, which is interesting. If they actually use all 10 of these women, and they could, because some of these women would definitely not be full-time wrestlers. They'd probably be valets or something like that, and the others would be wrestlers, and you have about five or six actual wrestlers. This could work, and this would be good, because this would actually be a real women's division, and not, okay, we're just going to throw out some TNA. You know, if we get to Bound for Glory and they make, you know, Amazing Kong basically just bring her in to put over the fact of whoever they've chosen as champion, I don't mind that, but I think they missed a real opportunity, because in my opinion, Amazing Kong is very good. I think she's arguably one of the top 3 female wrestlers in the world right now. And when you guys see this woman, you're going to be like, oh my God, she's not pretty, but dear God, is she good. And the others aren't too bad either. So I definitely think they could definitely have something that's different from what the Divas are in WWE, which, as I've always said, is something that they need to do, is have something that is different. Now, as far as some comments people said, first of all, there's the thing of why didn't I put AJ in the main event instead of Christopher Daniels, because AJ, you know, AJ's been stuck with that stupid gimmick. Like I said, I like that gimmick AJ has. I think it works for him. I think it works far better than him just going out there and doing his thing, because, as I said on the video, AJ is not good on the mic. He's not. He finally is in a gimmick where he's good on the mic. But normal AJ on the mic, not good. I don't know anyone that would sit here and say AJ is good on the mic, because AJ's not good on the mic. He's never been good on the mic. It's his biggest problem. And you can't have a legit main eventer who is not good on the mic. It just doesn't work. So that's why I didn't have him in the main event. And like I said, I think his gimmick he has now, where he's second to Christian Cage is a good gimmick, and I think it works for him, and I think it's the best gimmick they could give him, to be completely honest. Now, as far as the X Division, I have come on here since day one that I started posting on here saying I don't like the X Division. Why don't I like the X Division? Because I think it holds guys down. It's not a legit secondary title because you have guys that will not go for that title because they don't fit into the spectrum of the X Division. Just bring in a secondary title. You can still have these guys have X Division style matches and it still work and people accept it. I'm one of these guys. I firmly believe that I think weight limits, as far as the weight limits thing, is one of the big problems in Japan because I think that it's held guys back in Japan and they've stayed, oh, well, these guys can't go for this title because of this. And I think we're probably going to see in the next 5 years that kind of change because you already are seeing guys who are probably not legit heavyweights fighting for those titles and winning those titles because those are the guys that are the most over. And that's just kind of the way I look at the X Division. I think they need to do away with it. I think it needs to have, a secondary title, but not the X Division title. So there you go. Now to talk a little bit about Ring of Honor for the last half of this video a little bit. Ring of Honor, of course, posted up, for those of you who don't know, why don't you know, their latest video wire. In it, it shows Jimmy Jacobs, Tyler Black, Necro Butcher coming out as Project 161, or the Age of the Fall, as they are known, and the whole them beating up the Briscoes, them hanging the Briscoes, the whole bit. Good stuff. This not just because of that, but because of everything that was in the video wire. This is probably the best video wire they've ever done. It definitely sold, I think, pretty well Driven. I hope everyone, tries to check Driven out. It looks like it's going to be really good. But the angle itself is something you definitely should see. Definitely check it out. I'll probably put a link on it. As far as just so you can just kind of check it out and see it for yourself. But it was really good. It's probably the best one I've ever seen. And for the most part, that's pretty much it for this one. I just wanted to come on and kind of talk about that as far as TNA went. Definitely, I think they should try to rehire Monty Brown if they can. I will say this about Monty Brown. A lot of people are probably like, oh, well, he wasn't used right. Oh, this, that. Well, when Monty Brown was signed, one of the things that was said to be one of the kind of things WWE was worried about was that they didn't know if his heart was truly in the business. And that was always kind of a speculation with them. Now, he did have the Death in family. I don't know if he just decided, I don't want to do this anymore or whatever. We don't know. We'll find out later, I'm sure. But, yeah, that I think is a pretty big deal that he left. I think that's probably why he left. His heart just wasn't in it. And that's why he didn't get the push that a lot of people thought he should get, because they didn't want to push him and then his heart not be in it and him leave. And the WWE has never pushed guys right out of the bat. Almost never. There's maybe 5 or 6 guys they've ever pushed in the history of WWE right out of the bat. They always make guys wait. They always try to just wait, usually a year for a guy to get a real legit push. So just for all of you that don't know that, now you kind of do. And other than that, that's it for this video. Like I said, check out the video wire. It was really good. I definitely recommend you all checking that out. And hopefully the TNA is actually going to do something right with the women's division. We'll have to wait and see, though, because this is TNA and they are good about screwing things up. So that's all for this one. Catch you later.